celebration of freedom. Freedom at last from detention at Nigeria prison. You can imagine how it feels for you to regain your freedom after being detained by the state. So, I have to sing in solidarity. That is why they will tell you there's nothing like freedom. And you can see how the joy or the celebration got to. Some people even have to prostrate on the ground there, lie flat on the ground there. That's the situation. It is joy, freedom at last. That's what it means. But definitely, I think they were left hungry. Because as soon as Sowore came out, the first thing, you look at food, he has to eat to get power. This is where he gets his power from. As he's here now, he's planning for another protest in Lagos against the demolition that was done in Lagos. Just listen to him, you hear it about Sowore's release and the burden of a misjudged priority. The release of Mole Sowore and other protesters has once again reopened a conversation that Nigeria has refused to have honestly. A conversation about sacrifice, activism, and the price of standing for a people who sometimes do not understand the battle being fought on their behalf. When Sowore and a handful of courageous Nigerians took to the streets to demand justice, welfare, transparency in police funding, release of Nnamdi Kanu, and dignified treatment for security personnel, they were met not with dialogue, but with arrests, harassment, and manhandling. The irony is heartbreaking. A man protesting for the dignity of policemen and for the release of Nnamdi Kanu was brutalized by policemen. This is not just activism. It is a reflection of a country fighting itself. Here is how he walked into his freedom. Watch.
Well, finally, we've just been released from illegal, unjust, unwarranted, and inhuman detention by the Bola Ahmed Tinubu regime, orchestrated by his illegal IGP, Kayode Egbetokun. And we're heading home. Hopefully. In fact, I was supposed to be heading to Lagos for a protest for tomorrow. But we are still checking on the flight, if there's any flight tonight.
Have you seen the warning from the Lagos state government?
They can warn themselves, they can't warn me. You can't warn me about my rights.
Yes.
They are the ones who have to warn themselves about their responsibilities. So it wasn't going to stop me. It is not the first time people who are paid to protect have become very likely responsible and warning people not to exercise their rights. So you can't warn me about my rights.
Okay, now in the build-up to the protest, the police had actually issued a warning, and they said you contravened that warning by entering into the restricted zone, which was why the lawyer of Nnamdi Kanu was also arrested.
The lawyer of Nnamdi Kanu is here, but before he speaks, I'm not a lawyer, but what I know is that if a court gives an order and there's a contravention of that order, you go back to the same court to complain to the judge. It's not the job of police to take it upon itself to be enforcing court orders that it had interest in. But even if they don't have interest in it, there was a court order issued by a judge saying don't go to certain areas. If you want to review the order, you go back to the court. If you want to complain that the orders were violated, you go back to the court. Absolutely. So the police, being an irresponsible organization in Nigeria, took laws into its hand. And I can guarantee you that those court orders were never served on us. If you look at the Schedule 3 of the court order, it says serve them by Friday. So no court order was served on us. But assuming it was served on us, even our courts understand that there are certain areas or boundaries you cannot cross when it comes to fundamental human rights.
Okay, it's been alleged that the reason why you spent a long time time in detention was because you called Edbetokun a useless IGP.
No, is it not useless? Yeah.
Well, it's not a lie.
Okay, so what's your word to in terms of the justice system, seeing what played out when you were beaten and manhandled in the court?
It's not the first time they will do that. You must have seen a plethora of police attacks on me. Since 1992, some of the police who attacked me had to fight for their retirement benefits a few weeks ago. So it's to also tell the police that are doing it now that they will soon meet their Waterloo. There's no question about that. But most importantly, our goal is to fix the country. We can't be going after small issues, including individuals. The country we want to fix, that's what is on our plate, not this individual police. I cannot be banding words, for instance, with the police PRO, who I know doesn't know his left from his right. I can't be banding words with the IGP, who I know is no longer in the police force. And you cannot be IGP if you are not in the police force. And they understand it. That's why they lose their mind. So I have been through about 7 presidents in my lifetime since probably more now, since 1992. Several police IGPs, and some of them I've had to help in the course of. Some of them I had to assist where they were even still serving.
Yes.
So these are not issues that bothers me a lot. Anybody who is doing what we do knows that your second vacation home is prison.
100%.
The service chiefs, I need you to comment on that.
The service chiefs, let me tell you, I was the first to complain about that one who said he wanted to fence Nigeria, Musa. That one doesn't know his left from his right, but he's still even better than Edbetokun. Edbetokun should have been fired if Tinubu were to be serious. But, I'm not an advisor to the president, and I particularly don't care what Tinubu does with his illegitimate regime, honestly. So
Barrister Aloy, please, we would like you to share your experience, considering the fact that we're actually living in denial, thinking you'll be released on the day you were arrested. And what has this experience actually taught you?
Well, this experience is traumatic. Speaking honestly, it's traumatic for me. It's traumatic for my colleagues, everybody. If you say it isn't, then you are in denial. Traumatic in the sense of the manner of the arrest. It was very brutal, too confrontational. People who were cooperating with the police were being shoved around, being beaten up. Some of them sustained injuries. Tear gas canisters were deployed directly at most of us. 2 had impact on me, and in fact, if we didn't have strong lungs, some of us would have given up the ghost on the spot. I don't think that type of brutality has a place in a well-ordered modern society. This is the type of thing that we need to do away with in Nigeria. Even at the police headquarters, CID Gariki command, they deployed canisters, several canisters of tear gas, just to get us to bundle us into vehicles that will take us to abattoir. He didn't need to do that because we were already under your control. So that's something that is abhorrible and should be condemned by all and sundry. It is not good. It's unlawful. It's brigandage, and it is executive rascality in high places.
While you were in detention, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually let go of his defense team. Now, we are starting to hear that he's saying there's no case separation. What is your take, considering the fact that, okay, you are also among those defending, and this even led you to be sent to the court?
Where the protest was directed, let me make this clear, the protest was directed against the presidency, not against the judiciary. There are things that come first. If the presidency or the executive branch of government does not put you up for trial, no court has the authority to initiate prosecution against you. So it's a question of where to place the blame. I've noticed a lot of understanding as if we are protesting against the court. No, the court didn't initiate it. The presidency did. The attorney general did. So if the presidency or the executive branch says Nnamdi Kanu's case should no longer be prosecuted, the court will have nothing to try.
Exactly.
This is our point. So those people saying, Nnamdi Kanu is on trial and we are interfering with judiciary, contempt of court, blah, blah, blah. No, come on. That's complete misunderstanding of the situation. Yes. It is Tinubu we wanted to talk to. You don't have any business prosecuting a man that has done nothing wrong. And a man you brought into the country under situation that offended humanity, international law, and even Nigerian law. You don't have a business putting him up for trial. So withdraw. Under Section 174, I think, of the Constitution, he can direct the Attorney General to do a nolle prosecute. It was done for Sowore here, right? It was done. It has been done in history for a whole lot of people. The presidency or the executive branch or the attorney general can say we are no longer interested in the case, and that's the end of it. That was the purpose of the protest.
And I was the organizer, by the way.
He initiated it.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Kingdom. In all of this drama that played out, I think about 5 days back till now, what's your own stance?
Well, my own arrest, is so traumatic. My own is a situation where the IG himself has become the chief terrorist of the Federation. And, they say power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Because his regime was illegally, the Police Act was illegally amended, and to have him as an absolute IG, that is why you see him exercising absolute power. So I was arrested while I was addressing the media. I was live on News Central and Arise Television and a couple of other.
Yet, after his release, rather than focus on the substance of his message or the glaring rot in the system he keeps calling attention to, some individuals rush to trivialize his sacrifice with a lazy claim that he is only protesting to gather support for his presidential ambition. Let us watch some claims here, and I'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. My attention has been drawn to the call made for Sowore for Igbo politicians to come out to protest for Nnamdi Kanu. And I said this is desperation, hypocrisy, and propaganda taking too far or to a higher level. Now, I wonder why Sowore is so desperate to build his political whatever with propaganda about Igbos. He has been making too much show about the Igbos and the Igbo problems. Sowore, you cannot gather momentum on Igbo sympathy. You can't build your political movement on Igbo sympathy. So many people has come out to, throw their weight on the release of Nnamdi Kanu. None of them is making show of it the way we are making show of it. VDM have done that in his own way. I have done. P2B have done. All Nigerian senators have done. So I don't know what make you believe that until all Igbo senators now follow you to go and do and make a mockery of themselves and at Aso Villa. That is when your brother Tinubu will release Nnamdi Kanu. Let me tell you, Sowore, you are a Yoruba man, so you can do anything in this country and go scot-free. A lot of Yoruba people have said a lot of things, and they go scot-free. Insurance covers you people because your brother is in power, and this your brother that is in power is a man who is known for his deep hatred for Igbos, who is known to intimidate, harass, and insult Igbos to the highest. So Nnamdi Kanu is a tool he is using to insult Igbos. So now let me take you on a ride. That what a Yoruba man does in this country and goes free, and if an Igbo man does it, they will not go free. Now, talking about protests, let me remind you that the first time Nnamdi Kanu was incarcerated, the Igbos come out to protest, but they were shot at. Unarmed protesters were shot at by the military, by the Nigerian police, by the military, even to the point where our president granted an interview in Al Jazeera, standing, in fact, defending the shooting of innocent protesters. And then, moving forward, when Nnamdi Kanu was also abducted from Kenya, Igbos tried to protest even in their houses. Our youths were abducted from their houses and killed. So Igbos cannot do certain things in this country and go scot-free. So experience, they say, is the best teacher. Our senators cannot come out or join you to go and protest for Nnamdi Kanu. You can see Senator, the House of Representatives, Agocha, who tried to present in the House. You can see what the Speaker of the House did to him. He was not even allowed to speak. If he's a Yoruba man, he will have all the floors to himself. In fact, there was an instance where one Yoruba senator nearly threw a punch with the Senate president. If an Igbo man should do that, he might be clean off in jail. So, in as much as we thank you very much, and then for trying to voice out for the Igbo, please, if you want to do it, it is your opinion. You have no right to come out and disgrace the entire Igbo people by trying to build a narrative that says that our senators are not speaking out. They are trying the best they could. People like us are trying. I can assure you now, my business is under attack because of my outspokenness. So this is what we the Igbos face in this country. So please, when Hausa man came out to organize a protest, you should have joined him. Add your voice to his own rather than coming out to disgrace us on top of the one your brothers have been doing. You can see the way trade fair, a property of the federal government that the state government has no business in. Then when they no notice, they broke it. So, and we cannot do anything about it. We can only cry, make noise, well, and keep quiet. So, thanks, but no thanks. Please, if you want to do anything with Igbos, we'll not have you come out and insult us and create a narrative as if our people don't talk. We are trying the best we can. Your brother, the president of this country, President Tinubu, has shown us that we are not part of this country. We are a conquered nation, and we hear him loud and clear. And we want you to come and join yours to it. Thank you very much.
This argument is not only shallow, it is insulting to the very idea of civic duty. When activism is demonized, tyranny breathes easy. Nigeria has a history of mocking those who rise to challenge injustice. We demand heroes, but when a man shows courage, we accuse him of ambition. We cry for change, but when someone dares to confront power, we label him attention-seeking. The tragic result is that genuine voices are silenced, and opportunistic pretenders thrive in the land. If Sowore wanted popularity, he would do what many politicians do. He will stay silent, build alliance with oppressors, and appear only during election season with bags of rice, as other politicians do. Instead, he chooses the hard road, which is confrontation, risk, and arrest. How does a man who has been repeatedly detained, beaten, handcuffed, humiliated, and dragged through courtroom gain political advantage from protest? Can they possibly do that? Ambition seeks comfort. Only conviction chooses discomfort. Are you doubtful of the real motive behind the protest? The protests are not about 2027 or 2031. They are about now. They are about the hunger on the streets, the hopelessness of the youth, the betrayal by a ruling class that lives like royalty while ordinary Nigerians drown in poverty. If every activist must be accused of ulterior motives, then who will ever stand up for the voiceless? Martin Luther Jr. the King protested. Was he seeking a vote? Gani Fahimi protested. Was he building a political party or structure? Fela sang against oppression. Was he campaigning? These are some of the facts we need to check. The truth is simple. In a nation where silence is rewarded, courage is often mistaken for an agenda. Sowore doesn't need protests to be known. He is already a former presidential candidate and a national figure. What is he doing now? What he's doing now is not campaigning. It is remembering that leadership is service long before election season. It is easy to sit behind a phone and tweet criticisms. It is easy to complain inside WhatsApp groups. It is easy to say someone should speak. But when someone speaks, people who are too afraid to do the same suddenly the
a reminder that the battle for a better Nigeria is not against individuals, but against a mentality that demonizes courage and rewards silence. Until we stop suspecting every voice that speaks for us, injustice will continue to feast on our fear. Drop your comments below and subscribe for more unbiased analysis on Newsstream. Thank you.